Hi guys, a very warm welcome. And in this video, we are going to understand the concept of VPC peering. I've already discussed in the previous video that the VPC peering means how we can connect two VPCs together. How the two VPCs can be paired together so that the resources can exchange the network, the traffic can be forwarded from one VPC to another, and let's say if I create any EC2 instance or any resource, they can be connected with each other as well. So VPC peering is an important concept if you want to have a hybrid architecture, if you want to have a redundant architectures where your resources are created in different regions and you want to connect them in the private cloud environment. And today in this video, I'm going to discuss about the peering connection only. Now, when we do a VPC peering, obviously we require two VPCs because VPC peering is always point to point. So right now in the Oregon region, I have three VPCs: default VPC, test VPC, Cloud Institute VPC. So if I need to do a peering connection, either I can do a peering connection between Cloud Institute VPC to test VPC to default VPC, or default VPC to Cloud Institute VPC. These are the options. Apart from that, other than the same region, I can also do a peering connection with other regions also, other regions VPCs also. I can do peering connection with other AWS account and the regions as well. So I'm going to use Cloud Institute VPC and the test VPC to place a peering connection or to create a peering connection, and then we are going to test the connectivity by creating the EC2 instances in both the VPCs. So for peering connection, I'm just going to use a test VPC and the Cloud Institute VPC. So let's see how we can begin. Under your VPC's dashboard, there is an option called peering connections. You can find that below the NAT gateways. And when you create a peering connection, it is always a private connectivity between one VPC to another VPC. So all the communications happens on the AWS internal network, internal private network. So right now you can see in the Oregon region, there is no peering connection that is created. So what we need to do is, we just have to click on create a peering connection and provide a name to the peering connection. Let's say I provide something like cloud peering or cloud VPC peering. And then I need to select a requester. Requester VPC is the one who is requesting for the peering connection. Let's say I select test VPC as a requester for pairing a connection with the Cloud Institute VPC. Now these are the options that we have. These are the combinations that we can use with the pairing connection. I can use a pairing connection in my account in the same region, in my account in another region, in another account in the same region, and also in the another account in the another region as well. So I'm just going to click on create a pairing connection, and here you would see the pairing connection has been created. And if I go to the dashboard, here you would find the Cloud VPC pairing and the status is pending acceptance. Now why it is in a pending acceptance? The reason is because the acceptor has to accept the request. The acceptor VPC has to accept the pairing connection request. And if let's say the acceptor VPC doesn't accept the pairing connection request, it will be kept in pending acceptance for a 1 week's time. And afterwards, this option or this connection will be automatically deleted. So within 7 days, the acceptor has to accept the pairing connection request. Otherwise, the pairing connection request or the connectivity request would be deleted permanently from the VPC pairing dashboard. So how this pending acceptance request is completed? Since in this particular case, the requester VPC and the acceptor VPC both are from the same region, Oregon. So I become a requester, I become an acceptor also. And what I need to do is I just have to go to the actions and click on accept request. Let's say if the pairing connection request was sent to another region VPC, then I need to switch over to that region, and there itself I need to accept the pairing connection request. Alright. So here I'm just going to click on action, click on accept request, validate the requester VPC, accept a VPC, review it, and click on accept request. Now you will see the pairing connection is active. Logically, the test VPC and the Cloud Institute or the Cloud VPC pairing, the Cloud Institute VPC and the test VPC are paired together using Cloud VPC pairing connection. Now what we need to do, it doesn't mean that once the pairing connection is created, the traffic will start flowing between one VPC to another VPC. No, we need to add the rules in the route table also. So for both the VPCs, I will be using only main route table to send the traffic to their public subnet, and then we are going to test that scenario. So I'll move to the route tables, and here I'm going to find the main route table for the Cloud Institute VPC as well as for the test VPC. So here you can see the main route table for the Cloud Institute VPC is this one, and the main route table for the test VPC is this one. Just I'm going to make it the main. Just a minute. So I'll just set it as a main route table. Alright, now it is the main route table. Okay, so we have two main route tables. One is the main RT that belongs to the Cloud Institute VPC, which is an acceptor. And then we have another main route table, which is a test main RT belonging to the test VPC. And we can validate it from here itself. You can see here, just next to this route table, it is set as main, and the VPC is test VPC. And similarly for the Cloud Institute VPC, the main route table set is this one. Alright. Now it is not necessary that we have to make the changes in the main route table only. We can do the changes in any of the route tables through which we want to send the traffic to the destination VPC. But just for this testing purpose, I'm going to use the main route table for these VPCs. So let's begin with the Cloud Institute VPC main route table. Subnet association is already done, but we'll revalidate it. So I'll move to the subnet associations. And here you can see this is a public subnet, Cloud Institute public subnet. And then I'm going to add a route. I'm just going to click on the routes, click on the edit routes, add a route. And the destination CIDR block is going to be the destinations VPC CIDR block. So we just need to know what is the destination VPC or the test VPC's CIDR block. So how we can find that? I'll just open up the VPC dashboard in a new window, and we can record or tally the test VPC CIDR block that we can update in the Cloud Institute VPC's main route table. Let's wait for it. So here you can see the test VPC CIDR block is 20.1.0.0/16, and this is the CIDR block I'll use in this route table, which is 20.1.0.0/16, and I'll point it over the pairing connection. So here the target I'm going to select is the pairing connection, and we have only one pairing connection, which is Cloud VPC pairing. So this way entire traffic from 10.1.0.0/16 will be sent to a VPC 20.1.0.0/16. Save the changes. Now guys, this is one-way routing. It does not activate the connectivity between the two VPCs. So what we need to do, the same thing we need to do it to the other VPC. We need to add the same rule, the same type of a rule on the another VPC as well, where the pairing connection has been done. Otherwise, the network traffic will not flow. So I'll go to the route tables again, find the test VPC's main route table, which is test main route table. Subnet association, I'll just validate it. Public subnet is associated. Click on the routes, edit routes, add a route which is going to be 10.1.0.0/16. This is the CIDR block of the Cloud Institute VPC. And the target is again going to be what? It is going to be the pairing connection. So click on the pairing connection, select it and save the changes. Now the pairing connection and the logical routing has been completed. So what we need to do, we need to test it. And for testing, I'll create one instance in the test VPC's public subnet, another instance in the Cloud Institute VPC's public subnet, and then we are going to interconnect. Let's wait for it. So guys, here you can see that I have created two instances, one in the Cloud Institute VPC with the name Cloud Institute instance, and the other one in the test instance VPC public subnet named as test instance. Now I'm going to log in into one of the instance, and from there I'm going to jump into another instance using its private internal IP. If the pairing connection is correctly created, then it should allow me to jump into another VPC's instance. So first I'm going to log in into the test instance, copy the public IP, and I'm just going to open up the RDP on my system. Click on the remote desktop connection, and here I'll just wait for the IP address. So I'll just click on connect. The username is going to be default administrator, so I'll just put it as administrator, and the password we are going to generate. So click on connect, RDP client, get the password, upload the Cloud Institute.pem file which we can find here, decrypt the password, copy the password to the clipboard and paste it on the browser, paste it on the RDP client. So it has allowed me to connect to test instance, and from there I'm going to jump into Cloud Institute instance using its internal private IP. So let's wait for this instance to boot up. Now I have connected to the instance, and here at the top right side you can see the public IP and the private IP belonging to the test instance. And from this instance I'm going to open up the RDP session again. And then I'm going to connect to the Cloud Institute's instance. So I've selected Cloud Institute instance, and I'm just going to copy the private IP of this instance, 10.1.1.203, and then I'm going to paste that here. Click on connect. If the pairing connection is correct, it is going to ask me for the authentication. Let's wait for it. Yes, it has asked for the authentication. So I'll be just putting up the username as administrator and the password we need to generate. So click on connect, RDP client, get password, upload the private key file, decrypt the password, copy the password to the clipboard, and then paste that here. Click on OK, and it should allow me to connect to the next instance in the different VPC. Let's wait for it. So here you can see that I have connected to another instance in a different VPC where the pairing connection was created, and that justifies that the pairing connection that we created between the requester and the acceptor VPC is working absolutely fine. So just do this practice, guys, in your AWS accounts. Thanks for watching this video.